So in the past couple months, Jailbreak has been on a massive decline and in most opinions the worst state it's ever been. Lots of issues have sparked up, including less players, smaller updates, YouTubers quitting, and a massive toxic community which has created this game to go into a negative spotlight. So I'll be discussing all of the points that I believe is adding to this and some improvements at the end of the video. So let's get into it. So of course there are less players now. The game is 6 years old after all, and of course players are growing up, they're moving on to different games including Call of Duty and all of that. However, there are a solid majority of players, I mean over 5,000 players at a time. However, it has declined massively, and I think a lot of people compare what it is now to 2020, and one massive thing is that we're not in the lockdowns anymore from COVID-19. We are completely out of that now, or most people are anyways, and we're now going back to school, going back to work every single day of our lives, and we just don't have as much time to play the game. Me personally, I know I don't. I used to play it all the time, but now I'm barely playing it because I have a lot of other things to do. And another reason that the game is losing players is they're just not finding it as enjoyable anymore. Certain changes has definitely taken people out of the game. I mean, performance-wise, people are struggling. Even though they're trying to improve that, people are still struggling with it. Just, it's not as enjoyable. They want nostalgia back, but of course, as the game develops more and more, it's moving further away from the old times, and they're just not finding it enjoyable anymore. Now, one of the biggest reasons for the downfall, per se, of the state of Jailbreak is the updates. 2022 was a pretty good year for Jailbreak in terms of updates. We had a live event, we had a casino, mansion, all of that. However, this year, we really haven't gotten too much. We have had quite a few features which are new, including crew battles, which were pretty awesome, and drifting effects. But other than that, it's just mainly been focused on vehicles and especially on performance and improvements involving that. For example, February was a incredibly small update. We had the spring map return and season 14, and because it was so small, the team at Badimo decided, hey, let's add in a limited vehicle, which kind of set a stone for the middle of the update, but it was a incredibly small update to keep the players entertained, and we're finding that there's not much content coming out anymore. It's basically just revamps and just additions to vehicles and, I mean, apartments, which are great, but it's nothing big as such what we used to have. Now, of course, I mean, Badimo are doing all they can. I mean, it's a small team of 3 people. You have to give them some time to produce amazing updates. I mean, credits to them that they're still going on 6 years strong. However, I would love to see just a little bit more added every update just to keep the players entertained. And another big issue is seasons. Now, this has been a topic for about a good 2 years now, and it's about the contracts. They are incredibly boring. I do not find them enjoyable whatsoever. It's basically just robbing, arresting, pit maneuvering, and killing cops. That is basically all the contracts you can get, and it's just not fun, and it becomes increasingly repetitive every time you do it every single day while grinding for the rewards. In my opinion, I don't believe we have enough rewards. We have around 10 rewards, which is fine for the time we have, but I'd love to see more. And the top 2% prize is incredibly easy to get. I mean, you could probably start the season halfway through, and in your first 2 weeks, you'd get in the top 2%, because most people start the season and then they often just don't finish it. They just don't have time, or they can't be bothered. And it creates a whole thing of, well, it's not actually that rare because of this. And with small updates, it ties into YouTubers quitting, because there's not enough content to make videos on. I mean, the overall viewership of Jailbreak has completely declined because of this, as you can have a initial update video out, maybe even a speed test depending on the vehicle. That's practically it for an entire month, especially if you have YouTube as a full-time job you rely on the game to give you content, and you're just not getting much anymore because of these smaller updates which don't really add much. And another issue I definitely have found is that the game is very saturated. It's been out for 6 years and almost everything has been done in terms of challenges. If you want to do a challenge video, people have already done it before. You'd probably be blamed for copying and all of that, which is quite disappointing because I have multiple challenges I want to do, but people have already done it, and it's just a very saturated market for say over the game. And once a big YouTuber like Brian, Hello It's VG, one of them posts, they will get all your views. Basically your video will be completely left in the dust. No one will care about it. It's just how the algorithm works, and I mean, it's just something you have to deal with, which usually means people have to rush out content because they want to get the views first. I mean, you often see the person who posts the first update video before Hello VG does, before Brian does, they will get all of the views, and after that it completely just dies off. Now this issue has been especially bad in the last couple months. I've definitely seen it more often, and it's just a toxic community. Twitter is absolutely terrible with the community. It's just atrocious to see. Lots of people complaining, so much negative attention about the game, literally complaining about all of the updates and trying to create drama which doesn't even need to be created, especially involving the developers, and the most spoken one, Asimo. He has been in drama as of late, which is completely unforeseen. He is never in drama, but he was sparked in drama just a couple weeks ago. This is at an all-time high at the moment. People are just not enjoying the game, and they let it out all on Twitter, and they're literally attacking fans of the game for liking the game. It's just got out of hand. And I believe this issue actually has been fixed due to the new anti-cheat system Hyperion, which was released May 5th last week. Hackers and exploiters completely ruined the game, and just before the anti-cheat system was released, it was at an all-time high. They, auto arrest and auto rob was at an all-time high, and they really did ruin crew battles with the auto arrest and everything. They completely made the leaderboards messed up because they would gain spots and the people versing them would lose their spots. It was just a whole mess, but thankfully that's actually fixed. So I do have some personal improvements that I have to say in terms of these issues, and my first one is about the seasonal contracts. So I believe that what they should do is create weekly quests with different difficulties, which gives you different XP. If they did that, it would be more engaging, and if they made more engaging contracts as well, so not just investing in that, make it different, make it more fun. And if they add more rewards, because if you're adding more XP into the game, you might as well add more rewards, even if it's like, I don't know, 20 items. It would still be a big benefit, even extend the time just a little bit longer. It would be awesome to see. It just make it more engaging, because most people just play for the contracts and then leave. So if you had weekly quests, say rob 500 robberies, there'd be more playtime involved with that. Also bundle the rewards. So furniture, no one really uses furniture. If you're getting one piece of furniture, no one's going to care about it. So if you add maybe 4 furniture items in, all around the same theme, maybe even by the same creator, put it into one reward, it would probably have a better reception than it does now. Now this one's a hard one, but hire new members to work on the game. So basically add more people to Benimo and who can constantly work on the game to give us bigger updates. Now we do have community creations, but that's not really going into the gameplay aspect of the game. They're not going to add robberies made by the community, so I believe they should hire new members to work on new robberies, new features, everything like that. I think that would be a major positive and would give us a lot more updates. Now, while on the topic of updates, Of course, we have the update on the first week of the month. I think that should change. So I think they should create the main update in the first week of the month, and then in the middle of the month add a brand new vehicle. This would give consistent content for YouTubers. They would have more videos to post about it, and it would give players something to grind for while also playing the game. So if you add a new car for 1 million, they would start grinding for that, and then 2 weeks later, you have a brand new update. I think this would just be way more beneficial, and it would just keep the update flow going, and it would be awesome to see. And had proper robberies to the game. I mean, we have a whole map expansion that we got last year, and almost nothing's been done with it. There's a lot of empty area, and I reckon that if we got new robberies, it just fill it up more and would have more stuff to do. Fun fact, we haven't had a proper robbery since the casino came around, which was over a year ago at this point. Of course, you could kinda count in the mansion, however, I would more or less call that a boss fight. But yeah, add some more robberies in, keep the game entertaining. And lastly, I think players should start focusing on the positive part of the updates, and if they have a negative light on it, give genuine critiques on the update. Don't go hating, just give them constructed criticism, which would be more beneficial, and they would obviously work on it more and make it better. I reckon if we all had the mindset of that, and it went well, it would just be more positive. We'd have a positive community, instead of all this drama being made for no reason. So let me know what you guys think. I want to know, because in case somehow one of the developers do look into this video, I want to let them see your comments. So comment down below what you don't like, what you would improve. Heck, even improve my list of improvements. I just really want Jailbreak to get into a good state again. So hopefully you did enjoy this take, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.